Bang. We are live. What's happening, people? Hope you are all well. Happy Sunday, the 7th of February. This is everyone's a pundit. And today I got some special pundits with me joining the elite panel. But you know what? I want to start with the new guest. Please introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, bro, it's your boy Beeks, and I'm back in the building. Look, love for having me on. We've discussed this, like we've been talking. This had to happen, so I'm happy to be on the panel alongside with the man them. So yeah, man, let's kick it, man. Come on.
Yeah, no. As you said, we've been chatting and should have got you on a little while ago, but nothing happens before its time. So, honored and happy to have you on, Beeks, and we're gonna have a good show, man. And I'm glad you done your intro as well. I wanted to hear it. Boy, Beeks, my guy there, man. Big up yourself. Pat, introduce yourself, please.
Yes. What's happening, people? It's Patrick Tyrant, aka Young Syede Daniels. When you see the T, you see the P. When you see the P, it represents T. Let's go.
Yeah, man. We're in the building. Pat is here, and he's smiling this week because his team pick up 3 points. But somebody else ain't happy. Syed, introduce yourself, please.
Yes, it's me, Syede Cole, Liverpool fan. Yeah, the hood's not actually up because of that. It's just, it just is what it is.
He's ducking and dodging, people.
Don't lie, you're hiding, man. You're hiding.
Yeah, he's ducking and dodging. He had the COVID mask on as well, but we told him to take it off. It's a family.
But I'm ready. I'm ready to get the beating. I'm ready.
Yeah. And you know what? Respect for Syed for coming on, because for those of you who don't know, he did duck the podcast once before when Liverpool took a beating. So when I saw what was happening today, I did message him and say, please, if you're not coming on, let me know. But he's here, people. He's here, ladies and gents. So let's rate Syed for coming on here and defending what's happening, because Liverpool is on a bit of a madness, but we're gonna get into that. So Premier League results of the weekend so far. What did we start? Saturday was the afternoon kickoff. Arsenal lost 1-0 away to Villa. Then we saw Burnley and Brighton play out a 1-1 draw. Newcastle and Southampton in a mad game, 3-2. We'll touch on that game as well. 9 men Newcastle held out. Fulham and West Ham 0-0 draw. And then Manchester United and Everton a 3-3 draw. That's going to be one of our main talking points today. Spurs picked up 3 valuable points today, beating West Brom 2-0. Wolves and Leicester played out a 0-0 draw. And then, boys, Liverpool get clapped at home at Anfield by Man City 4-1. And Chelsea beat Sheffield United 2-1. So, yeah, man, big up everybody in the comments. Leave your comments. Let's get involved. And you know what?
Just quickly, can you not see the comments and stuff? Because I can't see anything.
I can't see the comments now.
So you lot have to click on the comments, because this was, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was on one the other day, because we're new to the StreamYard thing, and I didn't even know there was comments running in the right hand side.
Oh, I see, yeah, but if I click on the comments, before it used to come up, but now it's like I've got to go into the comments and I can see it, but I can't see my video.
You can see, oh, you can't see your video.
Yeah,
I don't know. You're gonna have to play around with it, Pat. Try and play around with the side of it there.
Yeah, because I was just wondering. I hadn't seen any comments, but I can see them now.
I'm glad I can't see the comments anyway. So, boy.
Oh, so yeah.
I'm gonna be watching the comments, boy.
Watch the comments. We've already got vibes.
They're coming through.
You get me? Big up Flicks, big up Joe Swash, always supporting the channel. But where I want to start, big up Gazimbo. Where I want to start though is with Manchester United 3-3 draw. Beeks, you're a new guest on the show. Everybody knows about me and what my thoughts are on United, but it's good to always get a difference of opinion. So, just to start with the game itself, the 3-3 draw. What are your thoughts on the game itself and the fact that we didn't get all 3 points?
Look, I'll be real with it, innit? Like, Oh, Jesus, I'm gonna keep it real in it. I think my problem is that these professional football players get paid 100 grand, 200 grand a week in it. Yeah, so when you're at a club like of the size of Manchester United, I expect you, man, to do a professional job. And when I mean professional job, I mean you're winning 3-2. You run down the clock, talk about game management, take it to the corner or whatnot. Not to be giving stupid fouls, yeah, on the 94th, 95th minute, last kick of the game for us to concede and make it 3-3. The game itself was so annoying because we're 2-0 up. We allow them to get back into the game 2-2. And I'm looking at Everton and I'm thinking, yo, these men they're not even levels like this. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. We need to be putting them away. And we get back and we score. McTominay with a header. Thinking, all right, cool, man. That's it, man. Like, look, listen, let's just keep it smooth, keep it nice, tidy. Let's keep it clean. And I'm looking at the time. I'm thinking, all right, cool, man. And I've got my laptop now. Like, my laptop. I'm watching it on my laptop because usually I take over the TV and whatnot. And I'm looking at it. I didn't think it's a big game. My fiance is watching whatever on Netflix. So I'm just keeping an eye on it. So I took my eye off. I thought, free kick. I see their keeper running up. I'm thinking, man. Cool. And then she nudges me, innit? And I go, yeah, sure. And all I see was Godfrey, innit? And he's like, F off, innit? And I'm looking at my man and I'm thinking, then I look at Ollie as well, innit? And I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, all of you are pathetic. You know that? All of you make me sick because you get paid how much, right? And you man can't even, just do a job and just see the game out. Just see the game out. That's all I ask for. I'm not asking for you, man, to run up there and get another goal. Just see the game out. I don't care if you win 3-2. 3 points is 3 points. We've dropped 2 points. Now look at us. We all got egg on our face. Everyone's laughing at us. And I'm going to be real. I didn't see us winning the league, but the fact that Man United are in this position is a blessing in itself. And I'm happy that we're in this position, but it just goes to show we are still a long way from even saying that, we can win a league, because that is evident, bruv, as to why this side can't win leagues. We're bottle jobs. There's people I'm looking at Fernandez and he's looking at Maguire. He's thinking, you're an idiot, G. You understand? That sledgehammer motherfucker head, that guy makes me sick, bruv. Honestly, he kept everyone on side. If you watch he's the one that kept everyone on side. That's the annoying thing. And De Gea, look, thank you for all the memories, all the world-class seasons you gave us. But for me, I'm done. G, I'm done. Yeah, I'll be your chauffeur. I'll drive you to Heathrow. I've got my market, I've got everything. Yeah, I'll drive you to Heathrow. You can go back to Madrid. Okay, you can do what you want over there. We got other keepers, and I feel sorry for our keepers like Romero and Henderson, because they can do a better job, man. What kind of rubbish is that, man? You call that goalkeeping?
Yeah, it was
Syede, I know you're gonna have your rants later on. I know that, but it's not as bad. It's not as bad as what I saw yesterday. For the first goal Everton scored. That is these men get paid.
No, but to be fair, I thought your keeper has actually been decent, surprisingly decent this season. I think it's just a strange season. Like this crazy. I'm trying not to swear. There's crazy stuff happening today. I don't get it. But I understand your frustration. I understand that.
I'm just frustrated because just when I thought just maybe, because I was always being called a negative United fan, and I thought just maybe, okay, let's just hope. Let me just have a little bit of hope, and that hope just got killed straight away. Done, finished, finito. We're in the top 4 race. This is not even top 2 or whatnot. Do you understand? This is top 4 race. I'm gonna be real with it because it's quite annoying. And big up to the comment down there. You can say it's a false position or whatnot, but the fact of the matter is that there are other teams around us who are not performing at a level as well. Everyone's inconsistent, bruv. And the only ones right now who are consistent are Man City. We have to be real with it, bruv. Do you understand what I'm saying? But, boy, that's how I feel about United. We're just inconsistent. You can't trust us, man. Don't trust United fans. Stop getting carried away. I know we're like 5 points behind them, but 5 points is a lot. And Man City have got a game in hand. And the way they're playing right now,
City's gone.
you man,
they're gone.
Dead it, bro. Forget it.
But saying that, don't you think like Ollie's done well? He deserves some sort of credit for where you are.
Right. Okay. I will give him a little bit of credit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, okay, you've put up in this, you put us in this position. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I tell you what, yeah, I told people on the channel as well that even if he won the league, I'll be the first one there. If when COVID is all done and we had like a trophy parade, even if he won the league, I'll be the ones that I'm saying, time for you to go, man. I don't think you're capable enough of even taking us to a next level. Like,
you
it's
do
great.
need that elite manager. That's the only thing. If you had an elite manager, that squad, I think you win the league. If your squad should be good enough.
100%. And you know what? I just look at Ollie and I just think he's naive in terms of things like results like that. It just goes to show that he just thinks that
is that sorry to cut you off though. Is that Ollie's fault though? I don't think it is, man. I think the players on the pitch, you were 3-2 up with a minute to go. Is that Ollie's fault? I don't know if that is.
Do you know what it is? You know what it is? I appreciate that. I just feel like I'm not solely blaming Ollie. Do you understand what I'm saying? But the thing what I will blame Ollie for again is one thing I wanted to talk about was the Tuanzebe situation, because it's bad enough he got like racially abused last week and whatnot, and I just feel like he didn't help the situation by bringing him on, and unfortunately, obviously, he gave away the free kick and whatnot. But again, fans are now racially abusing him. That's a situation in itself. I don't understand why we're bringing on the likes of Tuanzebe, and there's other players you can bring on, but that's not going to help his confidence. Fair enough that the game management players have to be blamed as well, but I just feel like overall, man, everyone needs to take this L and say, look, listen, we messed up. Ollie needs to hammer it home to these players and say, look, manage the game, guys. Manage the game, because I'm seeing Wan-Bissaka bomb forward as if he wants to go on and score, like he's ever going to score. And then that's how the whole incident
he scored in the last game. Don't forget that. So when a player scores and they're feeling good, he was assisting, scoring, his confidence is high, isn't it?
What it is, Pat, is it's not just about this one moment. So, I can go back to many different times on this podcast when I've talked about our inability to keep the ball. Do you know what I'm saying? So in these last minutes, that's what you need. You need to just keep the ball, play keep ball, and run the clock down. That's what a good team will do. That's what we're talking about, game management. And this is what we're not able to do. If we take this game out of the equation and we look at the other games, we don't win games comfortably. It's always a hard-fought draw. Even if we're 2-1 ahead or 3, there is still, up against it towards the end. And that has to come from, it's not just one game. So this is why the coaching staff do have to take some sort of corn for it, because this is coming from what are you lot doing on the training ground? Do you know what I'm saying? Because we don't play that way in terms of trying to hold the ball, creating triangles, being calm. And I do. Don't get me wrong. The players have to take the blame. But for me, in that moment, it was down to a couple players, and it was.
I think it's a lack of experience as well. Though, personally, I think it's easy. I mean, like I said, player for player, ability-wise, Man United have it, and I think Ollie is a lack of experience within this scenario of winning or challenge for a league. I think where I suppose Liverpool and City has always had that over the last 3 years. Anyway, have always had that. We talk about game management, but game managers normally correlates with the experience on the pitch. Yeah. There's a reason why we always bring on bloody Millie, which I'm tired of him, but we bring him on and we have the Henderson, and then you look at City, they've got loads of people that done it. They stood the test of times, a bit like United of the past. You had players that just knew. You didn't need Fergie to tell them, look, game management. Roy will be like, yo, keep ball, let's ride this out. Where I just feel like it stems from above. I personally think. I think Ollie don't have that experience how to say, all right, let's lock up shot. Let's do a Mourinho part double bus.
Yeah. So there's this comment here, Ollie out, and wow, that's so crazy to believe. The reality of the situation is if and I said this last week, if you looked at Manchester United's first 11 and squad and you wrote it down on paper and you matched that up to Liverpool's and City's, you can argue that City's and Liverpool are better, but Manchester United is not far off. But when you watch the way in which we play football, the gap is far, and that has to come from coaching. And that was one thing that I always worried about, was how do we manage these games on the running if we are actually in a title race? It was the reason why we all thought that Leicester weren't going to do it, because they've never been there before and done it before, but they managed to do it. But I was always worrying, thinking, you know what, how is Oli going to manage this? Because he's never been in this position before. I do not agree with that we're in a false position. That's the dumbest comment that I've seen for a long time. And it's just one of these, trending comments, because the fact of the matter is we all know the Premier League doesn't lie. The positions don't lie. If we're second, we deserve to be second. And we haven't done second just by scraping it. We've had moments, we've put in good performances. Like yesterday against Everton, it was a good performance. It was a good performance overall, but it was naivety at the back. And Maguire and David De Gea, what is your thoughts on Maguire, Beeks? Because for me, I'm like, we're in trouble, because he was £80 million. He's now our captain. That means that we're stuck with him for a long time. And I think that that's going to cost us in the long run. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts with that one is it stems from above, because the people upstairs are clueless. And I'm not even going to get into that too much, because they make me sick as it is. But you see, with the Maguire thing, we just have to ride it out, man, because at the end of the day, this is what we asked for and this is what we got, and we just have to put up with it. Me personally, there's other defenders in the squad who are better than Maguire. The thing is, when you put other defenders next to Maguire, sometimes, like, obviously he loves the pairing of Lindelof. When it's Bailly now, when you have Bailly and Maguire, Bailly's there's more of a calmness around that defense. Like, all right, cool. You know what? It's cool. We got this. It is what it is. Like, there's some sort of control. Unfortunately, we need to wrap Bailly in cotton wool, because he's just injury prone. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when we talk about Maguire now, the thing is with him is that people, a lot of fans, a lot of United fans, and I've been guilty of this, because he cost 80 odd million. We find I don't really do it anymore because I'm tired of it. But there was a point where we were finding an excuse to justify him being on the side. Even if he had a bad game, would say, "Oh, do you know what? It's not his fault." We'll be blaming other players around him to say that, yeah, this is the reason why we are not doing well. And yet, one day I just opened my eyes and said, "Look, Beeks, you need to stop doing this, bro, because he is the sole reason why you defensively we're just shambolic, and we gotta be real with it, man. We've conceded how many goals, bro? Do you understand what I'm saying? Even though we're scoring a lot of goals, which has been a problem in the past, and credit to Oli, he's got us scoring, that's great, but defensively we're woeful."
So wait, you're blaming Maguire?
For what?
You think Maguire is the sole reason for?
No, I'm not saying he's the sole reason. I'm saying he's a major reason as to why we're conceding a lot of goals.
Really?
I'm not saying.
Do you agree with that sentence as well?
100%.
A lot of people will come on here and defend it, brother. It doesn't matter if you cost £1 million, £1, 100 million. I'm gonna get on your neck, G, because at the end of the day, we spent money on this guy, bruv. And fans are like I said before, fans are guilty of trying to defend a player who cost a lot of money when they know he's not good enough. Like, it's just, for me, he's not. For the fact that he's captain of the club as well, like, I don't see my man as a captain. I can't see that.
So who would be the captains? I don't see really leaders
Bruno.
at United.
Yeah, I Bruno.
The thing is that Bruno is, it would be like, you know what, for Bruno to come in and just be handed over the armband, there'll be so much question marks raised. But that guy has earned.
But that's what happened. That's what happened to Maguire, though, Beeks. Maguire came in and just got handed the thing.
I think we all know why Maguire got that thing. I mean, well, he's English and whatnot. Do you get me? Like, fits the profile, all of this.
Yeah,
Do you get me? But it's just one of them things, isn't it? Like, I'm not saying he's a bad human being or whatnot. Like, credit to it. Like, yo, cool, kudos to you and that. But I just don't think you're good enough, G. You understand what I'm saying? There's times where I'm shouting at my screen, I'm cursing, and I'm thinking, why am I raising my blood pressure because of this guy, G? You know what? I'm just gonna stop, man. Whatever mistake you make, in it. But
looking at your defense, though, you think he's the weakest out of all your options? Because I'm not saying that Maguire is great. I think 85 million. I'm a Liverpool man, so I'm always like, what was you guys thinking? Like, because I look at Van Dijk and I think the nerve that he's got 10 million more. He can't walk in his shoes. Crazy. But then I think he's a decent defender, but he's not. I don't think he's the answer to what United need. But I don't think he's necessarily the source. I would have thought maybe Lindelof sometimes could be found wanting.
You hit the nail on the head on that. He's not the answer. When you're spending 85 million,
it's an expensive
mistake. 85 M's. Look, you know what you could do with 85 British million pounds? You can do a lot of things, but instead, this club has gone on to buy someone who isn't the answer. That's the problem here.
But you got done out. You got done at the time when that happened. Eric Bailly got that major injury. Everyone knew that you guys needed a defender, and Leicester was just like, pull your pants down. Come and get him if you want him.
Pat, what do you think about Maguire before I chime in? What do you think?
He's okay. He's not as bad as everyone makes him out to be, but he's not a worldie either. He's a solid defender.
Yes, solid.
If I'm being honest, like, I think Johnny Evans is just as good as Harry Maguire. So
I think so too.
Yeah, you got rid of Johnny Evans many years ago, but he's still performing at a good level for Leicester. So, something like that. So he's not that bad, but he's not that good either.
I think even Dunk can do what he can do.
Yeah,
and Webster and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you two have both basically highlighted the reasons as to why he gets so much stick, because he's not profiled as being
class. He's not world class.
He's not profiled as being Johnny Evans. He's profiled as being England's number one, and he's now Manchester United's captain. And this is the problem. He's not good enough. Johnny Evans is as good, if not better, than Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire is meant to be, and I hold my hands up. I was wrong because I thought he would come in and be all of the things that I was hoping that. And he's such a big defender. You would expect him to win balls in the air all of the time. Beeks will back me up. He doesn't. Balls coming in from set pieces, you would expect him to go and clear it on a regular basis. He doesn't. And if you just see that picture, that still image of Everton, and this is not, if this was Lindelof or Luke Shaw or Wan-Bissaka, I would be having a go, but I would say, okay, it's not as bad. But when you're captain, Syede, you've played at a good level. I don't know about Beeks, what he's done football-wise, but you will know that when you're playing, your captain or just the person who commands the back line will keep the line. He will keep the line. He'll be like, okay, we're here. We do not move. We do not move. We do not move. He's commanding. How in that still image is Harry Maguire 2 yards in front of everybody else playing all of the Everton players on side? This is not only meant to be the person who's meant to be controlling the back, but he's also the captain. And that is a clear example of what our issue is. Gary Neville spoke about it on Monday Night Football when he talked about the fact that we always drop a few yards back. Even Henderson and Fabinho, they're not even defenders. They still squeeze the space. Our defenders don't, because they don't have pace. But Ollie keeps persisting on playing this partnership. And in my opinion, it doesn't make sense. So that's what I think the problem is. Harry Maguire is not a rubbish defender. I'm not saying that. But Bailly is a better defender than him. And Lindelof,
I've always said that. Eric
Lindelof is a little bit soft. That's his only problem. In the Premier League, he'll get bullied. You put Lindelof, in my opinion, in La Liga, in Italy, he'll be a Rolls Royce of a defender. He's a smart defender. He can play with the ball at his foot. And one-on-one defending, Lindelof is very good. You put Bailly and Lindelof as a partnership, they will do better. But even Bailly and Maguire do better. But Maguire and Lindelof does not work because they're too slow. So that's a problem that Ollie's got there. That's his issue. And I just think that going on long term, we're going to have problems because Maguire ain't going nowhere. So we need to get a fast centre back to play alongside him. Otherwise, it's just not going to work, in my opinion. You know. But
Sams, what I know you don't want to drift off too quick, but what other centre back would you want to see at United if the opportunity came? What centre back would you say? All right, cool, let's go and get him. Like,
I was all over Upamecano, man.
Yeah, Upamecano. Yeah.
For me, he has all of the.
He's got everything. Yeah.
I feel that we lacking in our partnership, and that we need, a bit of bruteness, intelligence, power, speed, and I just think that we're a little bit too soft at the back, man. We're just a pushover. Dominic Calvert-Lewin could just ghost in there in 95th minute and score. Like, we should not be allowing that to happen, man. Right. And that's what is so upsetting. I felt more gutted about this, and I was about to say this defeat, than the Sheffield United one, because that's how it felt. Real talk. I mean, the Sheffield United one is one of them things that can happen. This should not happen. You was 2-0 up.
Like cruising. You lot were cruising. I thought the game was done. Do you know what I mean? I was like,
I was switched off because I thought United's done it again.
I was like, here we go again. Everton pretending to be a decent team, but they got a result. I was shocked. But
But just before we move on to Liverpool, what I would say is that I don't know if Beeks noticed it, but the signs were there. The game wasn't over. We weren't actually cruising. We were playing well, but we were always one pass away from problems that they weren't playing in the first half. They weren't getting the ball to Richarlison. They weren't getting the ball to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And this is what confuses me. Like, when you're Ollie and you're always chopping and changing teams, it looks like you're changing teams to suit the team that you're playing. Why would you play Maguire and Lindelof when you know that Dominic Calvert-Lewin is going to run the channels?
Richarlison, they're all fast.
They're quick. Why would you play
behind you?
Yeah, they're slow.
Is Bailly fit? Sorry to go. Is he fit at the moment?
Yeah,
I think it was on the bench.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, he should have played.
This is what I said about Ollie. Do you see what I'm saying about Ollie? Do you see?
Yeah, man.
This is the problem now. You see how we're just we're all four of us are identifying that there's a problem here. And it all goes back to one man. This is the thing. And I hate this Ollie in and Ollie out, but sometimes you just get tired of it, man. And look, this season's been crazy. So who knows, man? Who knows what can happen, bro? You never know what can happen, bro.
Real talk. But we'll segue on just before I move on. It doesn't look like he was on the bench, but he's not injured. From what I understand, Bay is not injured, so he must have just been left out. I will find it out though and drop a comment on the Twitter or something. But as you said, Beeks, it's a crazy season, and we all came into this season. A lot of people thought that the champions were going to retain their title. They thought that the champions were going to prove to everyone that they're the best Premier League team in history.
Who said that?
This intro is a lot, boy. The way
you can tell he's a United fan.
They all Boris Johnson. They thought they was going to do. They're not doing it. Syede, me and you've been back and forth. I said, he's sipping on his brandy, people. For those of you that are just listening, he is sipping on his brandy. It's time to get hot in here now for him. Because you know what? These Liverpool, man, they got too cocky. That's what it was. They got ahead of their station. They did not realize what I was saying. When you're champions, you have to try and be champions again. You don't stop. You have to go again. That is what the man them do. Syed, talk to us about Liverpool. Talk to us. What excuses are you going to give us today?
No excuse. We were beaten by the better side. I think the scoreline was not how the match was. I think after the mistakes, I had this completely dropped. It's just a strange season for us. It's a really strange season. Like I know Alice is not going to do that again. Not in a hurry. and we just missed a centre back. We need Jordan Henderson and Fabinho, or at least one of the two, in the centre of the park. We just missed them. We keep talking about Van Dijk. Yeah, we miss Van Dijk and Gomez 100%, and you can see it. But I just think we missed that industry in the midfield. I think that's where we're really faltering because we can't create. I've gone.
Sorry, one thing I'd say is that you bought 2 centre backs basically just before the window closed. Why didn't one of them play? Like you bought obviously Ben Davis, and then you bought that other guy.
I didn't think Ben Davis would have been ready for it, but I would have thought he would have played like what's his name, Olback, or I thought he would have played him. But at the same time, I get it. It's quite a big game. Klopp's quite big on people training at least a week, and then he sort of throws them into the action. It's strange. I thought he would at least give him some minutes out there, but again, it's City. Like I don't feel necessarily embarrassed by this because City can do that to anyone. But yeah, I'm flat. I'll be honest.
Didn't do it to us. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but United, you always get like draws and what have you against the top sides. That's just what you do, isn't it? Just draws.
You got clapped today, boy. Clapped.
But you know what? I was actually like, I have to say, I said to you as well, innit? I said hats off. I've been saying Foden is gonna be something. Yeah. He was out of this world. Like I had to admire him. I said, you know what, this guy put us to the sword. He was brilliant. Like his touch, and how old is he? 20.
Yeah, he's 20 years old. Yeah, he's 20.
He's got to walk into that England team. Like he's got to walk into that England team. He's spectacular. I think he's going to be the difference. He is definitely different levels.
He's levels. What did you make of the game, Pat? Did you see the game?
Yeah, I saw the game. It was a good game, man. I mean, when Gundogan missed that penalty, I was like, oh, here we go again. I thought the Anfield powers were there. Like, I thought that was going to be it. Liverpool going to get back into the game. Then
they ain't won there since 2003. I can't believe that.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I think it was Anelka, isn't it? Anelka.
Is that
Anelka scored twice, in that game, which is crazy in itself. But yeah, at 1-1, I thought it could go either way. But then obviously those two shockers from Alisson just pretty much gave the game away. Yeah. And then after that,
couldn't believe that.
It could have been 5 or 6 after that because you just knew it wasn't going to be your day after those two shockers. But I do think the defender was at fault for the third goal because you don't pass it back to a player and you can see that they don't want the ball. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Alisson was just going through a phase. His confidence was on the floor, and then you go and give him the ball again twice. Yeah, and obviously, it was a bad moment for you guys.
Yeah, it's a lack of confidence, man. We just need confidence. No, I don't think. In a moment, it's bad. Everyone's going to jump on Liverpool, and when I think about it, this is a terrible season by our standards, and we're still in the top 4.
It is bad, Syede. Let's call it what
it is. Bad. Yeah,
it is bad. Don't try and shoot it.
It's not over though. That's the thing. It's not over.
You're 10 points behind the leaders, and they've got a game in hand. It's bad, bro.
No, I think City will win it, but I still feel confident we'll finish above United.
So that's the benchmark now.
No, top 4. Top 4 is what we got to go for this season.
That's quite a big shout, though.
It's realistic. It's realistic. We have to go for top 4.
That's the target now. Finishing above United. That's the target. United
That's my personal target. That's my personal target. I can't. I'm on sleep if United above us.
Just the other day, United were rubbish. We were nothing. This is the way Syede used to talk about us. And then now it's we need to finish above United. That is funny.
Everton are 3 points off you with 2 games in hand.
2 games in hand.
Yeah, they've got to play us. We've got to play them. We're playing them soon. I'm playing Leicester.
They'll beat you.
Nah, man. Liverpool got that judge on Everton, man. You know them ones there. They just can't do it. Everton can't do it, man.
Beeks, what you saying about Liverpool squad getting exposed? What's your thoughts on that?
Nah, that squad is light still. I'm not gonna lie to you. Syede, that squad is. Do you know what it is? It's just since Van Dijk getting injured or whatnot, it's just gone tits up, man. It's just unbelievable. And I kind of want to say I feel sorry.
It's just the balance, man. It's the balance of the team. Like, when you put it into perspective, you see the injuries. Like, I'm surprised at where we are considering the injuries and the bad luck that we've gone through. It's just our turn.
I hear you.
I hear you. Spurs, lot. I say, that's Liverpool this, Liverpool that. But yet this is a bad season for us, and yet Spurs are not where we are. And I know that it's only a matter of time before we're going to get certain players to come back, before we get a mojo. But it's not gonna continue like this. We're going to get a mojo back. I mean, you saw it how we battered Spurs. We completely played them off the park.
That's smoke for you, G.
I'm being real. Like we battered West Ham. I'm just putting into perspective.
No, we're not going to allow no deflection here. I'm going to come in and save you, Pat. No deflection.
Don't try and deflect.
Did Spurs not get battered?
We've got nothing to do
Does
with
Spurs not get battered by an alleged weakened squad?
Three games in a row at home you've lost. Why are you talking about Tottenham? I don't understand. We're here.
We're talking about our form. So Spurs came into that form.
I'm not gonna have
Spurs came into that form.
Good try, Syed. You are speaking
We're
facts.
talking about form. We are in a bad place, but we battled West Ham and Spurs. Yes, we lost to Brighton, so we've got to work it out. Man City up, it can happen. It can happen, but to beat the others, I don't think it's as bad as way.
You
lot some fake champions, man. Fake champions.
Yeah, not good. It's not good enough.
That game though, I know that game touched it touched a lot of Liverpool fans. You know that it resonates, G.
You know what? No, the Brighton game hurt me the most. That game hurt me so much. Like we've lost our fear factor. I can see it now. Like all these low blocks. It's like we're playing pure Mourinho's. Like they figured us out. We just lost our fear factor.
Nah, do you know what? It's calm, man. You man will bounce back, brother.
I know we will. That's what I'm confident. We will still bounce back.
I don't know about finishing above United, but you'll bounce back.
What does a bounce back constitute, though? What does that mean?
All right, Pat. What I'm saying about
maybe 2 or 3 games back-to-back wins. I think that's what we really need,
especially at Anfield as well. Especially at Anfield.
And Anfield, get the goal scoring again. That's what we really need. I think once we start getting that, I think we'll be all right. But it's about getting that, and that's what it is. We've got Leicester next. That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough
next week, isn't it? Woo.
Yeah, Leicester next, and then Champions League, and I think we've got Everton coming up as well. So
the run ain't making it easy for you, boy.
And then we've got Sheffield United. So no games are easy.
That's your
but no games are easy, isn't it? It's like we said, you can sort of beat the top 6, but then if you're not beating so-called lesser side, and that's where we're struggling now. We're doing what United were doing last year. We're struggling against that low block. We just can't break teams down.
You know what I think is the big problem, and I said it in the football group. I think since Thiago came in, your midfielders had to change to accommodate him. And yes, he's a classy baller. We all know his skills, but your midfield used to be industrial-like and get it to the forward straight away.
No, now you're right.
Thiago playing midfielder, he wants time on the ball. He needs to show his skill and flair and find someone. And by that time, the defense is set up. So I think...
No, I agree. And I think he should be further forward as well. I mean, I know that's his position at Bayern, but he came in to be that player to break down these low blocks. Because he plays in the 6, when he's passing all these through balls, it's doing nothing because you're so deep. So I think if we had Fabinho or even Henderson in the 6, it would allow him to be a little bit more further forward, to be more dangerous.
That's what Klopp's got to work out. Now you've got 2 actual centre backs that will come in. Obviously, we don't know how they're going to perform at this level, but they are official centre backs. One of your DMs has to now play DM, and then that means Thiago can push a bit more forward.
To be pushed further forward. But we've got a lot of dead wood, man. We've got to get rid of so much dead wood. We need to start again. I think Semple used to say that. We should have bought big.
Man, them are violating Thiago, you know. Man, them are violating.
I can't believe I just see Captain Lee Cattermole, you know. I'm not even going to entertain that.
I don't think it's that bad. I think Jamie might be bantering. Jamie,
it's banter. Of course, it's banter.
I think you make a great point there, Pat, regarding Thiago. It was always going to change. But can we all actually take a moment to acknowledge that finally, as I called it anyway from a long time ago, Trent Alexander-Arnold is being exposed now for the player that he is. Can we all agree on this?
He was pants today, man. He was pants.
And not just today.
Really?
Not just
I don't
today.
think he was that bad today.
He was bad.
Oh, he was getting skinned.
He was getting skinned.
Only towards the end, but I thought he sort of dealt with Sterling in the first, say, hour. He was doing all right against him.
He got skinned. He got skinned.
Sorry, take those goggles off.
Beeks, what are the man them on YouTube saying? I see some, I can't remember who it was who said it, but they're saying how man them are using their new skills out on Trent, you know?
Oh yeah, our defender.
Bro, I was when I saw that, I said,
nah,
you man are violating out here, you know. Trent,
Right.
I don't know what's going on. Like, I think he's still waves from.
No, listen, we were in a bad moment, but that's just a United fan saying, Trent's fallen off. That's bullshit. Like,
No,
Trent
look,
is
I'm
still
not
up
saying
there.
he's fallen off. I'm not going to say he's fallen off.
That's what Sem's trying to say. He's fallen off.
No,
Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
What?
No. Alex.
I'll
let Beeks say what he's gonna say, and then
all I'm going to say, is that
Wan-Bissaka,
he's playing. Look, Trent's still playing as if he still licks from the champagne from last season when he was celebrating the league. I don't know what's going on, and furthermore, he needs to trim that hair. I don't know where it is. Look, listen, he needs to start playing. He needs to revert back to basics, bro. I don't know what's happened to Trent, bro.
But he did the basics against West Ham and Spurs. Did you not watch the game? He did the basic against them.
Yeah, but we need to be consistent.
No, the whole team is not consistent. So to say one player. That's BS.
Okay,
what's
your thoughts on Robertson this season?
He's been flat. He looks burnt out. In fact, he looks flat.
He's more consistent than Trent.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get into.
For me,
I don't know. I feel like he goes down the line now, and where he used to just whip it, he stops and then he passes back like he's Pepe. Like it's still nothing.
Like he
doesn't. Like we've lost the confidence in terms of just going down and whipping it in. And of course, if you don't have a Van Dijk there, you can't have that freedom.
That's why United fans are
normally play.
Yeah, that's why United fans are coming to you, man, because they're saying, look, Shaw's having a better season and whatnot.
Yeah, Luke Shaw has been brilliant. Luke Shaw has been brilliant.
He's on Robertson.
So it's not. Look, it's just one of these things where rivals get it twisted and whatnot. The banter's there and what. It's just.
I understand the banter. It's our turn. It's just our turn. Look at Sem.
No. I'm not even bantering though. I'm not bantering. I'm not bantering. Trent Alexander-Arnold, I have said it, yeah. He is basically David Beckham playing at right back. He's not a right back, yeah. Trent Alexander-Arnold is basically a winger. He can whip the ball in. He's got great technique. He's great at free kicks. Like, people are basically saying he is wavy because he scores free kicks and he gets assists. That is not the role of a right back. This is the point I've always tried to make.
No, but that's your perception because you're a defensive mindseted manager. If you're an attacking mindset manager, you think Pep Guardiola is going to say, Trent is not a good right back?
Because
Jose Mourinho will say Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a good right back. Jose Mourinho will say Pogba's a a good right back.
What you
that's a defensive manager.
Yeah, but what you need then, Syede, in my opinion, is you need that balance then. For me, Robertson gives you that balance of attacking and defender. And that's why I don't rate Trent Alexander-Arnold, Arnold as much as other players, because
he's not as good. Yeah, he's not as good defensively.
Defensively, you can get at him. He's not great defensively. Now, one thing I will admit that I did get wrong is Wan-Bissaka. He's not as good as I thought he was. Not because of his tacking, but defensively, one-on-one, he's the best defender around. No one ain't getting past him. But positionally, he's very dodgy, man. And that was not something that I knew before. But Trent Alexander positionally is awful as well. And people can get past Trent. They can dribble past him. So this is what I'm saying, man. Like, Trent's wavy because he gets you great free kicks and assists and everything. But to do his job as a right back and defend, he's a liability, in my opinion.
If we've got a Van Dijk and a Gomez in defence, he makes sense to have. Because then he's allowed to do what he can have that frailty. Because I think the benefits you get from Trent, it supersedes. Like, you just can't have it both. Aaron Wan-Bissaka ain't gonna do nothing going forward for you. But he can defend his heart out.
What I've always said is that Trent works well in this Liverpool system.
Yeah.
I kept saying
systems not working because our defenders are out.
I wanted to see the Euros or it would have been last year, because I was saying Trent will get exposed in the Euros. For England, he will get exposed. And that's what we're seeing. Where you ain't got the Van Dijk and the Gomez and you're not able to play the same system and it's not as easy to depend on them, man. He's getting exposed at the moment. He was giving the ball away.
Is that a negative? Is that seen as a weakness or what? Because I look at like Ozil in his prime. Like, that if you have an Ozil in your team, you effectively need maybe one or definitely 2 DMs so that he can do his magic. If you don't have that and you just have an Ozil and one other midfielder, that's a liability. But is that now seen as a weakness or negative attribute of that player? You played according to the ability of that player to win a game, no?
Yeah, but we're talking
Trent
about,
was paramount to Liverpool winning the league.
At the moment, we're talking about a right back, though, and I'm just talking about the functionality
the position. You're talking about the position of a right
back. Yeah, as being a right back, you are in the defense. You are a right back. That's it.
Is that the same analogy that you use for Cafu? Would you use that for Cafu?
Would you use that
for Roberto Carlos? That's what I want to understand.
They could defend.
Who?
They could defend, Syede.
Roberto Carlos.
Of course he could.
Come on, don't be like that. What? How different? Can I ask you that? How different is Roberto
Carlos was doing for all them years? You can't do what Roberto Carlos was doing for all them years.
But he got found out at times.
At times, that's going to happen to anybody. Anybody at any given time, you're going to.
Was never known.
Even Van Dijk's been getting it recently. He's still a top centre back. But I'm saying the predominantly his position, he's not great at his defensive duties, and he's getting exposed this season. He is.
Yeah, but that's one sly attribute that he doesn't have. But let's talk about the benefits. What does he have? What other right back to do what he does?
Assists at the moment.
But that's because the whole team's in a bad place. But you're gonna question him as if he ain't good enough now, like he's falling off now. It's your moment. You can have your moment.
I'm just saying.
Wait a minute.
He's not doing it though. He's not.
Ask Pat if he was doing the job.
This season he's fallen off, man.
He's fallen off.
He's not as good. Liverpool as a squad has fallen off. Why? Why have we fallen off? Is it because the players are not good enough? Is it because the system's not working? What's happened to Liverpool? You don't seem to know. What's happened to Liverpool?
You tell us.
Injuries. That's it.
Yeah,
excuses.
But also
a bit of bad luck. A bit of bad luck. That's it.
Injuries
and a bit of bad luck.
You got more than enough players in that team and enough quality to pull you through. So it's not just injuries. You can't just account for that. It's a bit of everything, isn't it? Obviously, injuries, yes. Players not performing.
It's bad luck. Like everyone gets injuries, but no one this season can actually say, "Oh, we've got injured in that same spot where you've got four defenders or 4 midfielders bang out. Now you've got to compensate and play different." It's just our turn, man. It's just bad luck. We haven't had that for 2-3 seasons. It's just our turn.
I hear that.
It's bad luck, man. You couldn't make it up. Van Dijk getting smashed up, and then a week, 2 weeks later, Goldman. You can't make that up. And then Matip, he's like breaks down like every other game.
So this season's bad luck, and then
it's bad luck. I knew City was always going to be something anyway because they lost it last year and they got badly beaten last year. So of course they're going to be up for it. So I just think it's just our turn, man. It's our turn. I still feel confident that Klopp at the helm. If it's not this season, next season, I can't see us not being in the mixer again once we get our squad back. We just need 1 or 2 additions. It's not that bad. That's why I feel like, how could Arsenal and Spurs and all these other lot talk to the current reigning champions? Yeah, we're in a bad spot, but it's not as bad as them.
Sorry, why couldn't we
talk to team?
I'm not talking about Arsenal, because I'm not an Arsenal fan, but why can't Tottenham talk to you? We can talk to you. Do you know what I mean? Anyone can talk to you. Even Sheffield
based
United
on what?
can talk to you. Based on what? If you lose the game, people can talk to you.
Is this your finest? This is your season, Pat. Like you said, we've got our squad, we've got our depth, we've got the second best squad in the league. You might say you didn't say that.
Pat said Sheffield United can talk to Liverpool,
but Sheffield United can talk to you guys as well, isn't it? But anyway, so it is what it is. That's what I'm saying. It's a funny season. It's a funny season. We're in our lowest part right now, and yet you look at the Arsenals and your Spurs. They're probably at the height of their what they can do. This is the best that Spurs could do this season.
It's not the best at nothing because nothing's finished yet. But the thing is, you talk a lot like you're guaranteed to finish in the top 4. You're not. And
no, I can't say we're guaranteed. I can't say that, but I certainly feel more confident than the Spurs, man. That's all I'm saying. With how you lot play, I feel more confident than Spurs.
Let's segue on to Spurs. Because Spurs got a much needed 3 points now. But what are you saying there, Syede, that they're not going to finish top 6?
I'm just saying that it looks like this is Mourinho in his, even though it's a second year term, it almost feels like a third year term. Like there's already destruction coming your way. I wouldn't be surprised if Spurs win the League Cup. But again, what wouldn't surprise me, Spurs don't get in the top 4, but winning the League Cup. Because it just seems, like I said, I'm looking at the league right now. It's just weird. This is a strange season. But this is the best that I think Spurs can do is win that League Cup. And that's probably it. I don't think top 4. I don't think Spurs get in the top 4 with Mourinho now.
Pat, what do you think? In fact, actually, Pat, this is your moment. Please talk your truth.
I want Mourinho out anyways. You don't know. If anyone follows me on Twitter, I've been saying Mourinho out. So I'm not happy with the football.
But did you say Mourinho out since the beating you lot held from Liverpool? Because you weren't like that before, bro.
It's nothing. Please don't.
Pat, Mourinho got beat up by Klopp and then changed.
Let him speak.
No, you're right.
Pat, go through. Your mic.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but our world don't revolve around you lot. Do you know what I mean? Like Liverpool ain't got nothing to do with Spurs. Do you know what I mean? It's not that deep side. So like you lot got to hold your corner.
But you changed your tune when Klopp beat up Mourinho.
You lot lost today. You just got to hold the L, innit? Stop trying to like spray and fucking pray.
No, of course. I hold the L.
You got to hold your corn side. You lost, innit? It happens.
But I can stand my ground and still say, like, Klopp's still the man for the job.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see, innit? We'll see. But no, like going back to what I was saying, our situation hasn't got anything to do with Liverpool. Surprise, surprise. Sorry to say that to you, Syede, but it hasn't.
No, I'm talking about your situation.
Yeah,
our situation got something to do with
Syede, let the man talk now.
No,
you're right. I'm sorry. I'm emotional. I'm sorry.
But
emotions are running.
As you lot can see, and I've been seeing from my Twitter, I'm not happy with the football and the style of football that we're playing. So, and the results not going our way. That's why I've been saying Jose out. As a Spurs fan, we were always happy to compensate on attacking and free-flowing football for results if it's going to get us the results, because we've done it the other way and it didn't work out, unfortunately.
Wait, say that again, Pat. You was happy for what?
We was happy to compensate on attacking.
Compensate. Okay, sorry.
If it was gonna get us the results, because obviously it's a results-based business. We all know Jose Mourinho isn't the most attractive or scintillating football type of manager, but we do know that he is proven. And that's something that we haven't had from a manager. So we were happy to, I say we were happy. It's always been a divided fan base. Some people had my mindset. Other people didn't want Jose in from the beginning. Obviously, the results haven't been going our way recently. Yes, we got 3 points yesterday, but before that, we've been on a really bad run. So yeah, a lot of people are now turning on Jose because it's all well and good when you're winning. And if you're playing that low block football and countering and it's devastating, and you're beating teams 2-0, 3-0, whatever, it's going to look good. But when it doesn't go your way and there's no goals, you look void of ideas, there's no creativity, there's no attacking impetus, there's nothing, then obviously people aren't going to be happy with it. So that's where I stand at the moment. If Jose can turn it around, because obviously there's still a lot of games left, then cool. But if not, he's got to go at the end of the season. That's how I feel.
Fair enough. Beeks, you're a Man United fan. So what were your thoughts on Jose appointment to Spurs, and what do you think that he can do at Spurs?
You see with Jose, I'm gonna be real, man. I've got a few friends who are Spurs fans. They were celebrating. They were like, "Yeah, we got Jose and whatnot." I was like, "Bro, you man, slow down, G. You man are it's gonna be a bumpy ride. It's gonna be a bumpy. Yo, Beeks, what do you mean, man? Like, it's not gonna be bumpy ride. We're gonna get trophies. Look at our squad, right there. I was like, all right,
yeah, that one there, the squad.
I said, all right, bro. I said, no worries, G. Fast forward now, I see hella man stressed. You get me?
They got Bale as well. Remember that they got Bale as well. So
don't worry. I'm coming for them. But I hear you, man. I know, like you want Jose out, and what I'll say is that just get your trophies with him, And once you've got your trophies, send him out, bro. God, this man ain't gonna do. I'm hearing, man. Yeah, I still keep him if he still won a trophy. I said, keep him for what?
Crazy.
Diabolical football.
Yeah, no
Terrorist.
Not the
Can't
way
have that, man.
And let me sorry, I'll let you speak in a second, Beeks. But just going back to it, when Jose first came, we did see a bounce, we did see a change. Not in us, in terms of him, the way he approached games. We were attacking on the front foot. We were beating teams and going forward. But then slowly but surely, he's crept and reverted back to his old self. And obviously, none of us want to see that. So that's why I'm saying the stuff I'm saying now.
But Semple was saying that from day, though. It was always a front.
Yeah, but we've got
people never wanted to listen to me. They think that I'm not. One thing with me, I'm not a hater. Pat, you know me. I'm not a hater. I keep it real. And I said to you, I was trying to advise you and give you the same advice that I was given, and I didn't listen to. Now I've tried to advise you, man, because it was the same thing. Man United won trophies in the first season. The football started off well. Beeks, you will back me up. The football started off well.
It was great. I'm seeing
we got win 4-0 thing. We hadn't won that. We hadn't scored 4 goals since Fergie and all that madness. We get that under Jose. Then towards the end of the season, even in the bloody Europa that we won, we could have got knocked out in the semi-final doing that low block stuff and all of it. It's a fine line with Jose, man. And then the problems that he caused. Because have you not heard that he's already starting to talk about Spurs ain't won no titles? I've won titles. Have you not heard it already on Sky Sports?
He's already plotting.
I saw some of it. I didn't catch the whole interview, but basically they said something about him losing 3 games on the spin. We haven't done that since blah blah blah. And he said, "Oh, how many titles has Spurs won?" And they was like, "Since 1961." They must have said something. He goes, "Oh, well, I've won 3, or maybe I can give them 1, or something along those lines." Yeah. I didn't see the whole thing, so I was like,
"This is where it starts. This is where it starts."
Because that's where my hatred came for Jose was after what game was it, Beeks? When he came out and he started talking about football heritage and he started talking about Man United ain't done this, ain't done that, ain't done this. But
Sevilla.
It was Sevilla game, wasn't it? And that was when, because man, this right out disrespected the football club, and then you realize that it's all about Jose. It's all about him.
Yeah, that's what he's about.
He's gone to
he just cares about himself, man. And that's what I was telling Spurs fans. Look, he's already planting seeds. Spurs ain't won no titles. But the moment Spurs win a trophy, look at what I did for Spurs. Look at what I did for them and whatnot. The guy is a terrorist, man. Osama bin Laden. That guy is unbelievable. He honestly, I couldn't sleep. I wasn't eating well, bro. I thought, raw, like, is it me? Like, what's going on? I said, you know what? I'm gonna change my whole demeanor because Mourinho made my life a living hell. Man, them was laughing at us. Stems will back me. They were laughing. Look at you, man. Look at you, man. I trash. And I'm thinking, is this what I have to go through now? And then all of a sudden, once he went, my life changed, bro. I was glowing. My skin was smooth, shining. I was like, yo, what's up, bro?
But Spurs can't even sack Jose.
No,
that's the thing. If you sack Jose, that's like 2 windows of no buying no players. He will just get out your transfer key.
Bro, he costs money, man.
He costs money.
For me, if I was Spurs, I'd take it, man. Because at the end of the day, look, you go and find yourself a new manager. That the team, the squad you man have, if you get a good manager,
they seriously challenging.
Yeah, you do better, bro. You do better.
I was saying, if we lose today, I thought we was going to lose today. I can't even lie. I'll keep it real. I thought we was going to lose today and then obviously get knocked out by Everton. And then I said Jose's position would have been untenable and he has to go. But we won today quite comfortably. Obviously,
and it was a good performance. It was actually a good performance today.
A good performance.
I thought it was
even
a
though
very
we didn't
good
score in the first half, we were all over them. It was a good performance. That's the kind of football you want to see. Even if it's a 2-0, it's a good performance.
Yeah, that's what you expect.
Yeah, that's what you expect from a decent team. We've got Everton on Wednesday. That will be a tough one because they're in good form at the moment and they're a decent.
And they're unpredictable, Everton, man. You don't know what Everton you're gonna come up against.
So
no, but with Jose, like, he just needs to be mindful, man. Like the way he just rushed, came back, bro. You gotta be.
I know.
Watching his ankles and that,
bro.
But they needed to, because without Kane,
I know the goals have dried up. But boy, like,
One-man team, innit?
Found out, I think there's no plan B. The thing is, Spurs ain't a one-man team because we've seen without Kane before we've been able to get results and even knock Man City out of the Champions League without Kane.
Under Poch, though, innit?
Well, that's Poch, though, innit? That's Poch. I'm saying under Mourinho.
Under my G.
Yeah. But now, with Jose, we are looking like a one-man team in terms of everything goes through Kane. And you could see the levels of Kane today. When he came in, the passes he was surveying and what he brought to the team. But how can one guy, Jose, the philosophy and the tactics need to change, man. To be fair, Kane looked okay. I didn't really see him looking out of sorts, which is good. But it's worrying when someone's rushed back that quickly. Do you know what I mean?
He's firm.
Sometimes when he comes back, he takes a few games to find his feet. Usually, isn't it, Harry Kane? And today he was right.
He was
back
only away for a little bit. He didn't stay out for that long, did he?
No, you're right. It was only
he was still very sharp, very fit. But you do worry about his ankles, man.
He's firm. He's firm.
Injections, boy. They're giving him them.
Mourinho's doing it himself, innit?
You know, from Top Boy, when Kane's like, I'm not fit, he's like, I don't care. You know, it's peak. Nah, it's not good.
What are we saying? Oh, yeah, Kieran, what are you saying? Yep, I'm Jose out. He's just not on.
Kieran, that's one of my guys. Big up.
Kieran's Jose out as well. What are we saying about Gareth Bale though? Because
he's a flop, man. You know, obviously at the beginning, when people were quick to jump on him and say he's flopped and he's this and that. But as Spurs fans, obviously, you know, the affection and the love we have for Gareth Bale and what he used to be, we were willing to give him time. But it's been half a season now. And I'm not seeing anything in it. So
now you know why Zidane was the way he was.
Yeah.
Now we all know. The world knows.
The thing for me is that there's no hunger in the guy anymore, man.
That's it.
He's just there to pick up a check.
I think he's already lost the love.
Yeah, my man's laughing around, joking around, jogging and smiling.
Like he's not pissed that he's not getting on.
You're meant to be a world-class player. And what I thought I was going to see from Bale is someone say, you know what, F you lot, I'm still world-class. Let me show you guys what I'm saying. I'm just seeing someone there that's happy to get a paycheck. Literally, just smiling, laughing around, busting jokes. He's just one of them guys, like the class clown, the Joker.
And that's the only thing I rate Jose. Jose ain't scared of no one. Like if you ain't like putting it in the training, you ain't playing. Yeah,
now Gareth Bale is one of those guys in the class that just does enough to get by, innit? Just does enough to get the grade to get to the next level, and that's it. He's not exerting himself. He's not really showing that he's. Yeah, it's a flop. It's a flop.
How is he ahead of Delhi? How is he ahead of Delhi? When Delhi will give you so much more.
You know what? No. See Delhi. See his work rate in that. Yeah, like his work rate has to be questioned as well. Sometimes I do feel sorry for him, and I was speaking about this earlier on in it, but it's just one of them things. Like he just got to work harder. I look at Delhi, I just feel like he's the type to just sleep and that. You get me? Like I'm not really bothered, and them ones there, innit? But you see with Bell, you think Bell's gonna be listening to Jose, bro? I got like 4 Champions Leagues. I wasn't getting man. Them weren't telling me to track back when I was at Real Madrid. Are you dumb? You think he's gonna listen to flipping Mourinho? Like yo, help the team get behind the ball. He ain't doing all that. He ain't, bruv. He's looking at Jose. Yo.
It's starting to make sense now. When Gareth Bale was 29 and he was looking to move to China, everyone thought, like, you questioned it. But now you can see why. Gareth Bale doesn't love football anymore.
He wants the easy life.
Yeah, he wants the easy life.
Man. He's done it.
He's got a few more years, big paychecks, and then he's out. You can see.
But he's achieved what he wanted to achieve in the game, no?
Yeah.
It's true.
He's done amazingly, but you would think that's the difference because. Like a Ronaldo or a Messi or even anyone, a Lewandowski or whoever, Ibrahimovic, they've achieved so much, but there's still that hunger and that desire to keep going.
They're married to the game, innit?
Yeah, but with Gareth
Bell's with Donald Trump, like playing golf. Like,
but is it not? Does it not stem again? Right, you've just named players who are, overseas and whatnot. The difference between British players and the foreign players, no?
I think that's what I'm about to say.
No, I think you can't put that down to British. Bale, you got to talk about Bale. It's an individual. Bale's the one that doesn't have the right attitude to do what Ronaldo and Messi are doing, like in terms of training, working hard, and pushing.
Yeah.
That's not to do with British.
Because Wayne Rooney won everything.
Yeah, look at Wazza.
Wazza was still going. He was still playing.
Yeah, Wazza was the guy. You can see he had that Man United sort of die hard fight for everything.
I mean, Beckham. There's bare people. It's a mentality thing. But I
It's a
think
mentality.
Bale's moving like a Brazilian. Like, you know them Brazilians. As soon as they hit
Yeah.
29, 30, they're
Yeah.
done. That's
Yeah,
Bale
done.
for you right now, man. It's a shame. It's a big shame. And obviously, the thing is, like, I get onto Levy, but I have to hold my hand up and say, you know what, Levy tried, innit? Because if we didn't bring Bale back and he would have waited, say, to Man United or another big club, we would have been so pissed. Like, oh, Bale, how could you not bring Bale back? Blah, blah, blah. We did it. We tried it. It just hasn't worked. But we can see now what, you know, Zidane was right, innit? Basically.
Yeah.
Zidane knew what he was doing. And,
I wanna focus on this comment here from Free Midfield very quickly, because Dele hasn't performed for the last 2 years. I really need to try and find the clip, because what did I tell you, Pat? I said that.
I disagree with that, though.
I said that Dele Alli will end up like Jesse Lingard. That's what I said. I said it last.
Jesse.
Oh.
It looks like Oracle Semps has struck again, because
you ain't struck yet. You ain't struck yet. You're closer to it than I am. I can't lie.
Because you thought I was chatting crap that day when I said it. You weren't having a bar of it. But
you still got.
Spurs man tried to put Dele on the same level as Steven Gerrard. I remember I used to speak to some Spurs man. I was like,
No, they didn't.
Also, I think I'm not going to say his name.
I heard that as well. I did hear
making
that. I'm
comments
excited on that
There
one.
was a comparison, and it wasn't Spurs fans. It was something to do with Dele had scored more goals by the age of 21 and blah blah blah. But it wasn't a comparison in terms of actual player. But don't try.
There was some Spurs. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you, but you probably know who the likelihood Spurs fans like to say that.
I know who the main culprits
Some
are.
crazy comments, you know. Some crazy comments.
Let's hope, because
Drinking.
Jose's had some clear the air talks with Dele. Jose and Ledley King went to his house to settle things and clear the air and all of this. So let's hope let's hope he gets integrated back into the team, because there's still a role for Dele in that team.
He should be in that team, man. When you look at him, you think surely he should be in there.
Talented, man. But he needs to be playing.
It's too good not to be in there.
Yeah, he needs to exert himself. Oh, if not, then they should have let him go to PSG. There's no point in him being there if he's not even going to make the flipping squad. Do you know what I mean?
There must be a reason why he didn't go PSG. I mean, obviously,
I reckon he would have blew up. They probably know he would have gone on the parch. He probably would have got some crazy numbers, and then Mourinho 100%. Will get dug out to say, "Look what you've done." 100%. Because look at Jesse Lingard. Look at all of our team players that's had low knees out. Have you noticed that they've had some decent games?
Yeah,
also Minamino as well.
Low knees. They've gone Minamino, Jesse Lingard.
Sometimes
you need it. Yeah,
they just need to change. A coach that believes in them, and also as well, I feel for Dele, because there's been games when it's less opposition, but he's played well and he's still been hooked. And I'm like, why is he getting taken off instead of my man or this man? And that just goes to show the coach has got an agenda. Do you know what I mean? So
definitely.
It's not good. It's not good.
The thing is it's all about systems as well, man. I do think that we have to look at that. Certain players, and I do think that Dele was always going to struggle in a Jose type of team. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you got enough to play centre back for real, and you can't do that. It's real, isn't it?
And this is the thing, you know,
left back, right back. That's why he's still there. Son, like keeper. That's how it is. That's how when I hear Spurs man say they want to get like great number 10s or something, I'm like, what for? A 10 is gonna be a number 4 in a Mourinho.
Yeah, but
how's Lamella playing?
This is why I always say, like, when people try and talk about, you know, and I'm not even going to really get onto him now because he's having a poor season, but don't start talk about Martial and Rashford's time under Jose, because they were playing left and right wing back a lot of the time. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't expect the same output as what somebody else is doing going forward and scoring goals when you've got them defending. One thing that he has managed to do, well, because he's got Højbjerg and Sissoko, he's managed to get defending. He's defending in a little different way. Son isn't playing left back and all of that sort of stuff. So he's worked that out. But
Kane has been, though. Let's have it right. Kane's been like
Kane's dropped in
as well. He does everything. Kane's like everything.
The 10 and then dropping deeper, and you know what I mean. He's
on headers, on corners. Like he's been brilliant. To be fair, Jose is definitely up to his game.
You get them sort of players. Like, even like a Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney under Fergie.
Yeah, he used to do that. Yeah.
Sacrifice his game for the team. Wayne Rooney used to do a lot of stuff that goes unnoticed to fans who were not Manchester United fans.
That's true.
Trust me, Rooney would have scored a lot more goals and stuff, but he got sacrificed in the Ronaldo era. And obviously Ronaldo is a phenomenon, so you can kind of say, yeah, it made sense to do that. But trust me, Rooney was a real guy. He would do all of that extra stuff.
He deserves, I think, a bit more respect. Because I feel like he doesn't get the respect he deserves because he's English.
Nah, I don't know, man. I think
a lot of fans don't really put him in that high. Yeah, you got to say, I've always heard that he's not world class. He doesn't do it in the international, or he's never done a World Cup. And I'm like, but look at his numbers. Look what he's done.
Sometimes he's not always the generation that we're in. It could be the generation, because I always have this conversation with other people, and I just feel like, you know, in today's day and age, like some people don't really watch the game by eye, and a lot of people are just really jumping on this thing. Like, because they never watched Rooney. Oh, but yeah, he wasn't good enough. He's not as good as this player or that player. Bruv, all four of us know how much of a great player Rooney was.
People are stat monsters as well these days.
Them stat merchants there.
I think anyone that knows football rates Wayne Rooney, and that's why I brought him up when you was talking about Gareth Bale and it being in England. I said, no, it's not, because there's players from England that are always been hungry.
100%. Yeah. So
I
hear you.
People that know football will rate Rooney highly. So it's one of them things.
But you know what it is? I do agree. I don't think that he does actually get the respect that he deserves. But what I think what it is people get it twisted, is because where Rooney burst on the scene at such a young age, burst on with Everton, then he comes to United, banging hat tricks in his debut in the Champions League. Everybody's thinking Rooney's gonna go on to do Ronaldo and Messi things, innit? And that's where I think people get they get it twisted, because Rooney didn't quite hit those heights of your Ronaldos and your Messi, or being the best player in the world at any really given time. He was challenging, but he was never that. They then tried to kind of make it out like he hasn't had the career that he should have had. Do you know what I'm saying? I think that was sacrificed, though.
We all know he was sacrificed, bro. He was sacrificed. He was either playing on the left, or then he would play on the right, then he would play in midfield. Like one time where I remember where he played up front, right? And he got about 28 goals, bro. And I was like, the first time in his United career where he goes, it's you lead the line.
Yeah.
And he ended up
even when he was playing that position, he got, like, if you look at his goals, like, it's been awesome. But even when he's never been a 9, he's been like a 10, maybe an 8.
The guy was sacrificed on many occasions, occasions, and he didn't put himself first on the pitch. He made sure that other people around him thrived. Why do you think Ronaldo got so much numbers at United, bro? Check the assist. How much assisted? How many times did Rooney play on the plate for Ronaldo? Right place, right time, bro. Do you understand what I'm saying? It was Rooney, bro, and it's sad to see, bro. This, honestly, I can talk about Rooney, and you man will think maybe I want to marry him or something, bro. But that guy, that man was unbelievable, bro. When we signed him, I think the reason why it's close to me, because when United signed him, I think 9 or 8, and I was so gassed. I was like, yeah, we got Rooney. You know, to grow up and watch him become the player that he became. Unbelievable, bro. So, nah, man, like, them need to put respect on Rooney's name, man. It's unbelievable, 100%.
Bro. I think he's second to Shearer, isn't he, in the all-time Premier League goals, I think. And he doesn't really get that mention.
Yeah, he's all-time Man United goal scorer, all-time England goal scorer. And then people look at the games. That's what people think, because they look at the games, and he's played a lot more games. The conversion to games and goals, that's what people try to knock. But for me, just longevity should give you kudos, because we can see it's not easy to stay in this game at the top level and keep producing. Like we're seeing your Gareth Bales, for example. It's not easy to do that. So just longevity alone, for me, should give you kudos, because a football career can be short. Do you know what I mean? But if we were to move on from that now, talk about another Premier League game, Villa Arsenal. That was an interesting one. You know, Arsenal obviously lost 1-0, and I don't know, man. Villa keep picking up points, and for a team that looked like they were going to get relegated last season, and they more or less basically that 1 point that went against them, that should have gone against them, they could have been relegated. They're looking really good this season, man.
Yeah. And I think all credit has to go to that manager. I think he has turned them around. Like, yes, everything's always going to be about Grealish, but they can defend, they can counter-attack, they can mix up with better teams. I think they're all. I love watching Villa. I've got a little soft spot for Villa, and then you see Grealish. I think Grealish is just getting better and better and better every time. I think Spurs missed a big one there. I think personally,
I
could have got so cheap.
Yeah, when Levy didn't sign him, I went crazy because I knew he was a baller back then. Sense will even tell you we've been having, when the Maddison and Grealish argument was at its biggest point, I was always pro Grealish, Jack Grealish. Maddison's come back a bit now, don't get me wrong. This season he's had a good season, but it's a shame we didn't get him, man. But also
I see United getting him.
Villa's recruitment Villa's recruitment has to be applauded as well because they've
100%
players here. Ollie Watkins has come in and done a really good job. Considering
really good job.
Traore looks good in that team. A lot of the players that they brought in, Matty Cash as well.
Yeah. There's been a few Championship players that's come to the Premier League, actually. They've done well. They've done all right.
Players that you wouldn't really look at and be like, it's a gamble, isn't it? But their gambles seem to have paid off. But yeah, they're a good team, man. And to be fair, that 1-0 scoreline flattered Arsenal. They should have beat them by more than one goal. So
they look far superior than Arsenal.
Yeah, they did. They really did.
And it was weird because Arsenal went on a little run, and they lost the other game, but it was obviously, 9 men and it just all went downhill. So then I expected to see them bounce back against Villa, and it just makes me just wonder about Arsenal, man. Like, Arsenal just keep blowing hot and cold, and where do Arsenal finish, do you think, Beeks? Because they're currently in 10th position on 23 points. So they've played the allocated games and, they're on 31.
They're on 23 points.
No, they played 23 games. Sorry, they're on 31 points. They're on 31 points. So what are we looking at? They're 9 points away from top 4 and 8 points away from top 6.
But they play, and if you're looking at it, they've played 2 games more than a lot of teams, haven't they?
No, they've played 23 games, which is the allocated amount. 23 is the allocated amount.
How many points are they off relegation?
No, they're fine, man. They're fine. Relegation is 15. 15. Fulham's got 15 points.
Fine, but they haven't hit the 40 mark, and that's safety. So, I'm just asking.
This season's going to be about 30. It's going to be about number 30.
Are we dropping the level for Arsenal now? I'm just asking,
I know Jason's going to...
I think Arsenal finished 11th or 10th. I think that's the best.
You're being generous there. You're being generous. Look, Arsenal, like at the beginning for me, look, I thought they were going to be playing with Preston and them, man, like next season, bro. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I thought, Arsenal are doomed right now. Do you know what? But right now, Arsenal, man. I actually think, 10th, 9th, this is your position.
No, they can't get 9th. I can't see them getting 9th.
Right.
There's too many teams better than them. I can see Villa's better, Tottenham's better, Everton, West Ham. Everyone that's above them now is better than Arsenal. I'd even say Leeds might just finish above Arsenal as well.
All right, who's below? Other than Leeds, who's below Arsenal right now?
Southampton, Crystal Palace, Wolves. I believe Wolves are there, and Brighton and Newcastle.
Okay, cool. Give Wolves and Southampton just a little bit of edge. Maybe, if they get a run, it could be a little bit peak for Arsenal. That's all I'm going to say to you, man.
It's tight on points as well with Arsenal as well.
I thank God Almighty that we're not in that, I'm so happy we don't have to deal with that.
Yeah, we're calm.
We're out of that. Arsenal, look, they've got the look. Arteta, he went on a little good run, and fair play to him. It worked, didn't it? You get me? Obviously, it didn't work yesterday.
It's not good enough.
Not good enough, G. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Partey,
he must be scratching his head. He must be thinking, I came to London for this.
Yeah.
Bro, Atletico are out here challenging, and I'm out here.
But Partey's been a flop for me, though, man. Like the guy,
Mr. Glass.
I think it's due to injuries, though, not performance-wise.
Yeah, it's not performance, it's injuries.
I hear you, man.
The ball away quite a bit the other day.
Yeah.
And then he got, he's injured again. So I don't know, man. Partey hasn't hit the ground like I thought.
Got Nicolas Pepe. Look, I thought he's looked quite good.
I said Pepe was their best player the other day.
This season, yeah.
No. Just sorry, in the last game.
Just the last.
The last game. They're not good enough for 72 mil, though. Not giving it.
He's got better.
He has got better.
He's actually getting better. Yeah, you can see he's got the attributes. Someone just needs to unlock that.
Fair play to him. That goal against Wolves, though. Whoa.
He got a bit lucky though with the second nutmeg or whatever it was.
Yeah, he's a little bit lucky. But he need a bit of luck, though, innit?
He has looked good.
Yeah, man. I think when you look at it, it's gonna be tight for Arsenal, man. Because Villa are just Villa are on 35 points, and Villa got 2 games in hand on Arsenal.
That's mad.
Spurs have got a game in hand on Arsenal. Everton still got 2 games in hand on Arsenal. And as I said, they're still 8 points behind 6th.
Leeds has got 2 games in hand as well over Arsenal.
Jesus Christ. Leeds. Right. Leeds are 2 points behind Arsenal with 2 games in hand. Southampton are 2 points behind with a game in hand. Palace
as well.
Palace as well got a game in hand on Arsenal. So yeah, boy,
Arsenal's the new Southampton, isn't it?
It's still peak for Arsenal, It is really still. I thought they had turned a corner, but they ain't really moved nowhere,
I'm gonna ask this question. I'm gonna ask this question one more time. How many points are Arsenal from relegation? We have just analyzed how many points.
16
points from relegation.
They'll be all right. Okay.
They'll be fine. Fulham ain't getting above them.
You could argue though that Fulham play better ball than Arsenal at the moment, bro.
No, they do.
Alright, cool.
Willian's a liar. I think someone should check his passport. He is the biggest liar.
Willian's about 38.
He's about 38. I'm telling you. You don't just drop off like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's literally dropped off a cliff.
Dropped off. Look at his hairline. It's missing. It's starting to recede now. Watch it. He's trying to hang in there. The biggest fraud. Lies. So many lies there. So many lies.
Willian. They thought Willian was gonna come in and do a thing, man.
They signed him on a 3-year deal. 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah. That's why
he literally peeled them for 3 years.
Actually, that's a good place to segue, man. What are we saying about Chelsea, them boys? Because obviously they got a win today. It wasn't as comfortable as
it wasn't great, but
it wasn't great. 2-1, they beat Sheffield United. Got helped by a penalty after conceding. What do we think? What do you think Tuchel is going to do? He signed an 18-month contract. Yeah. We all know that position there at Chelsea is it's a difficult one, man. What do you think his ambitions are now for the rest of the season?
Top 4. It's got to be top 4
and a trophy. That's
top
4. I think if he doesn't get that, then he's gone.
Even if he don't get a trophy,
I think he needs top 4 to stay in the job. I think if he don't get top 4, I think he's sacked. I think they sack him.
Roman's Aggie. He ain't.
Roman don't play.
Yeah. Top 4 and a trophy, I think.
It's peak for Tuchel. It's peak for him. It's peak for him. He better start praying, man. Because
when he signed that contract, you know that Roman put a little. This is a cooling off period right here. 6 months cooling off. That I can invoke that if I feel like it. Cooling off period in the contract in our break clause.
Yeah, been there, done it. Yeah, big up JC.
I know he ain't bought a house. in London.
No, 100. He's hotel thing.
Wait. Premier Inn. Rent Lampard many mansions.
How many of you lot think that Chelsea will actually make top 4 this season? Because For Chelsea to make top 4, that means either Man United, Leicester, or Liverpool have to drop out.
Not too sure about that one.
It's a sticky one still. That's what
I wouldn't be surprised if they do though.
You know what? With this Premier League, anything's possible, but also at the same time, and you can't call it. They're not shooing for it. That's all I can say. It's
Chelsea got to hold that Europa League spot, man. Hold tight, you man. Get me? No hard feelings in that. You man have dropped a lot of points, bro. Hold that Europa League spot until we meet again. You get me? Hold tight.
But I think there'll be the problem next year, though. I think
I said that this year. I said that last year.
Exactly. We said that this year.
Not with Lampard. Come on, no one believed that Lampard will win. No one.
Yeah, when you spend
quite a few people did.
I said I wasn't
sure because of all
no, but Lampard. Oh, that's like giving Ollie 250 million.
I couldn't care less if you had you better win something.
Not Ollie. Sometimes there's certain things, just caretakers. Like just push the train to the next station.
You know,
Ollie,
God help everybody. God help everybody. Like when we do actually get an elite coach, it's gonna be a madness now.
Yeah.
But that's why I do give Ollie some praise, because I think Ollie's come in and he's steadied the ship well. He has. He's steadied the ship.
Would you say Tuchel's an elite coach?
Not in my opinion, no.
Fair enough. I wouldn't
he's
either.
a good coach.
I think he's a
good coach.
Yeah.
But he's not elite. No,
he's not elite.
I don't think he's elite. And I think we see now what an elite coach can do in your Peps, playing with no Kevin De Bruyne, no recognised number 9. Like Aguero was their main man, banging up things for however many years. He's not there no more. And they're still just playing this slick, sick football. That's what a coach can do. When you've got good players, you should be able to adapt and play. And this is what other coaches, you can see the difference and the deficiencies, man. This is the only reason why Liverpool are even able to still be in the conversations, because...
So that's what I was going to say. So would you say, and do you expect an elite coach to be able to get immediate success? Or is it dependent on the squad players that you have?
I don't necessarily think immediate. No, I don't think immediate.
There has to be some sort of pyramid, like some sort of elevation that you can see.
You got to see the blueprint, because when Klopp came into Liverpool, you could see what he was trying.
We had a terrible squad, but you can see what he was trying to do.
Still getting to finals and losing them, but you could see the blueprint. Do you know what I'm saying? So then, when he does get his pieces to the puzzle, then you can see it's a wrap from there. When Pep first came in, you saw what he was trying to do. What did they finish 4th that season? But you saw
it hard, but you can see it.
He scraped 4th, but
yeah.
But you saw what he was trying to do. That's what you expect. Do you know what I'm saying?
So what do you think? Conte's an elite coach then?
Who?
Conte.
He's on that line.
Because wherever he's gone, he's done it.
Yeah, you have to.
I would think he's an elite coach.
Yeah, it's just his style may not be for everybody.
Ugly, but it's like Mourinho.
He knows how to find his way around a football pitch, man. As a manager, I think you would have to class him as an elite coach. You know what I mean? There's not many of them around, man. There's not many of them. We're gonna see what Tuchel's made of. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see what he's made of. We're gonna wrap up soon, boys. What are we saying? Newcastle, Southampton. Just before we leave, that was a serious game. You know, what do you not think about Newcastle though? Because and Steve Bruce, because obviously, you know, big up
Kendall,
big up Kendall and couple of Newcastle man there. They're always getting on to Brucey boy, but he does manage to pick up some.
I just think Newcastle, I know it's ugly and I get why they don't like it, but at the same time, what do you expect? You're Newcastle. Like, when you look at their squad, I still think like where they are, that the league shows you the truth. And I think they are where they are based on.
You know what? I hear what you're saying, Syede, but I do think with a better coach, they get better out of that team. That team has got some decent players in it. And Steve Bruce is so negative. We've seen them literally set up and camp the whole game. We've seen him not even try and play football. And I think even there's championship coaches that will come in and do better with that team. So yes, it's Newcastle.
So what is better in terms of where do you think Newcastle can finish in terms of the actual potential? Where should they be finishing?
If they had a good manager, they could fight for at least 10th or 9th. They should be fighting. 10th? Yeah, 10th or 9th.
So you're saying better than Southampton, Crystal Palace, Leeds?
Yeah. I think they should be in that bracket. bracket.
Fair enough.
If you look at the players they got: Callum Wilson, Saint Maximin, Joe Linton.
Don't you dare say Joe Linton. Don't you dare say that.
But what I'm trying to say, these guys.
Joe Linton
can do a job. Like,
he's not
that bad. Come on.
No, he's awful.
Wait, you don't forget they got. Did you say Wilson? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Wilson's decent. That's what I'm saying. Wilson,
Almiron. You know what I mean?
Players, man. They got some players. They should be fighting with your Southamptons and your.
And their keeper, they've got a top draw goalkeeper.
Let's
not Darlow. You know, Darlow is hard.
Yeah. And also, I think Lascelles is a decent centre back. If you put him with someone else, that's half. I think they've got some good players, man. They should be fighting for a better spot than what they got right now. But that's the thing. That's like we all say. What Semps always says. It's about the coaching. It's about the systems because they've got players in that team that ain't getting utilised. Callum Wilson's so far apart from the midfield. Any balls, but he's still got like 10 or 11 goals. So
he's had a good return this season, man. So, you know, big up Dan from Free in Midfield and Kendall. Them lot are struggling Newcastle supporters right now, but them lot every week they're struggling, boy. But Hassan Hootle, man, he's got a job on.
Oh, I love that guy, man. I rate him so highly, man.
I don't know. My thoughts are starting to change a bit. I was rating him highly before, but you can't 2-9-0s. That's a lot, man.
Yeah, it's in the moment though. I think it is in the moment. It's a little bit of bad luck,
and you set up shop. You don't not to get beat twice. Once I can legislate. Twice I'm questioning you now. Do you know what I mean? Like you should not be getting.
He's done well. I think with the players that he's got, I think he's overachieving with Southampton.
You think so?
Yeah, I think when you look at it, like they're probably not too dissimilar to Newcastle, really, are they? Would you say player for player there's much in it? If you take out Ings, Redmond's just the same as Maximal, like they're just the same defense.
No, I think
he just plays pretty football.
James Ward-Prowse is a good obviously is a very good centre midfielder.
Yeah, but how much is he that much better than John Joe Shelby? This is what I'm trying to say. I think there's similarities.
Probably, yeah. In terms of numbers, yes. In terms
similar.
Of probably
do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But then,
you make a good point there, Syede. Like now, just thinking about it, I don't think there is much between the two there. I don't think there is.
Even like Leeds, you know what I mean? Like I think Leeds they're overachieving in my opinion. As much as people say, "Oh no, they're too one-dimensional, this and that," but it's the coach. The coach has put Leeds into 11th, competing potentially with the likes of Arsenal, who was a 20-year consistent Champions League team. And Leeds is what 16 years was in the Championship.
Yeah.
Come on, like that's the manager. Because when you look at their play, if you take the manager out, I think they go down. I think you need to get a element of an elite manager to run a Leeds football club, because the Leeds football club ain't good enough to be in the Premier, in my opinion, anyway. When you look at Newcastle done well with a Championship squad, but because of Rafa was elite. They made them compete.
Yeah. But you're saying that I totally get what you're saying. But if you look at Leeds' team, they've got some good players in that team, man. Like honestly, Patrick Bamford is decent. That guy that is good.
Is he? Because before, no one rated Patrick Bamford. You wouldn't have rated Patrick Bamford at the beginning of the season. Everyone told me about a striker. Yeah, but that's because of the manager and the system.
Yeah, Bielsa's different gravy though.
Bielsa's done his bits. I think he's on another planet. I know he's one-dimensional. I get that.
I'm gonna have an unpopular opinion here, but my opinion on Bielsa is still a bit, because he loses a lot of games that they shouldn't be. Or they get pasted by teams and but they play good football. Some of the beatings that they're taking, it's a bit naive again. It's like a Hassan Hootle. They're getting beaten by teams.
I get that, but when they got spanked to United, you could tell United was tailor-made to a Leeds team. Like, you just knew that it was going to be a beating because United are that perfect counter-attacking team. Leeds are just gung-ho. But there's no shame in it because you expect United, based on the quality that they have, they should be beating Leeds like that.
There's no shame in losing. But it's the manner in which you lose. You can't. There's no shame in losing. Sorry, what did you say at the end? I didn't catch it.
No. Look at this bit here. Do you see this comment there, Pat? Bielsa was hit by Mark Wright and friends.
The only way is, you know, them ones there.
Even Roy Hodgson, I think he deserves a lot of credit. I know sometimes it's a bit boring, but
I don't know about
Palace, you know that they're never going down with Hodgson there.
I don't know.
So here's a question for everybody: does Big Sam get relegated this season?
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
He's
That
done.
West Ham, you need divine intervention.
Yeah, like
West
You need God. West Brom's
Brom.
gone, and it's no shame on Sam. It's just the squad's not good enough.
Yeah.
No, but he's come into teams and squads like this before. And
This is the worst. This is the worst.
You think?
This is the worst. This is hands down the worst.
Do you know what? He's even done a worse job than what the other manager was. What am I gonna do with my man's name, man?
Yeah, the guy that used to.
Bilic.
Yeah,
Bilic was doing all right. So I don't even know why.
He's a good manager. I think he's decent.
I don't even know why they let him go. So
I know, and they got a result against Man City, and they still chopped him.
They still chopped him.
That was already decided before the game, but they just thought they would hold corn, so it'd be easier. It looked better.
But they didn't.
4-5-0, but they didn't, so it looked bad. That was crazy.
Yeah.
So what about Wolves though? Wolves are tumbling though. What's you lot's thoughts on? I don't understand why Wolves are where they are. They're 14th.
I'm not surprised because I've said this. I think it was even last season. When you watch Wolves play, I've never been impressed with them, man. Yeah. I'm just being honest. I'm being real. I've never liked the way Wolves play. I think they're quite a bit boring, negative. They sit back, they soak up pressure, and then they play on the counter. That type of football. But if Traore ain't on song, they lose. They lose that threat. And last season he had purple patches. This season I don't think he's been at all. Yeah. And then as soon as they lost Jimenez,
that's it though. And I think that's why they are where they are. But Neto looks so cold. Did you watch Neto today?
Soon get priced up. Soon get slapped up. You get me?
He's gonna get taken. He's gonna get taken. He looked cold.
But the thing with Wolves is a tricky one because I've seen them in games and they should have won. Like today, I thought they should have won that game, but they're just not clinical enough. They performed well in patches.
That's all it is. They miss Raul Jimenez big time.
So you've missed some big chances, man. Today, what's his name? The youngster, the Portuguese Silva.
Oh yeah, but that was a good save though. Silva, that was actually a good save.
He's got to tuck it away, in my opinion.
He's got to score that, man. Come on, you got to score that.
Little dink.
Man saying that Hodgson is the best manager in the league. Guy's got 17 black players in his team. That's character.
Their vibes in that changing room, boy.
Yeah, I'm not feeling Crystal Palace though. I think they've just got individuals with talent, but I think Roy Hodgson's a dead manager, man.
Yeah, he is. I think the Premier League has passed him by now, and I think someone else needs to come in and. Do you know what I mean?
It'll be an interesting game tomorrow, though. Them against Leeds. They're playing 8 p.m.
Predictions for last time, didn't they? I think they beat them up last time, if I remember right.
Yeah, that can go either way for me, man. That can go. The thing is,
I think Palace get a result. I think he just knows how to beat a team like that.
I captain Bamford as well, so I'm praying that he scores a few goals. But I don't know, man. Leeds, they're a bit hit and miss for me. A bit hit and miss.
I think Palace just know how to they win ugly as well. Eze is a good player. That's another championship player. What a player!
I forgot about him. Yeah,
what a player!
Yeah,
bad boy.
No, man, I don't rate Roy Hodgson, man. I don't like that football that he plays, man. I don't like it at all. And it's just the fact that he's got your Ezes and your Sahas and
saying that Zaha's out allegedly, hamstring.
Yeah, he's out. I think he's out for the season. I think.
Oh, I forgot.
Shut up for the season.
I think he's got a very bad injury. I'm sure they said he's out.
He don't want to play no more, innit? He's hung up his boots. He just wants that move now, innit?
So maybe I'm going with Leeds then. I forgot about that. So no Zaha is a big blow for them. So I'll probably.
I'm saying 5-1 Leeds, man. Bun that.
Wow, 5-1 Leeds.
Man, them man will score goals, bro. You know me? Slap them up.
I think 2-0 Palace.
Bro.
2-0 Palace.
Right. Yeah. I think they'll just somehow beat them. They beat them comfortably at the beginning of the season. Like, comfortably.
Leeds win tomorrow, man. Leeds will win. And Bamford will score 2 goals and get an assist.
Bamford hat-trick.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Free penalties.
What are we saying? Pure was old school football is the future. We would argue, see Jose, and it ain't working for him. Pure vibes at Crystal Palace. He can deal with difficult characters, or they can't deal with difficult players in his squad. I don't know about that one. I don't know what difficult players there are in the United squad that Ollie can't deal with.
Who's saying who can? Is in Hodgson can and thing.
Yeah.
Has Palace got any difficult characters? Would you say that? I don't think they do, personally.
No. He said. Yeah, actually, yeah. What difficult characters do?
Like, who do Palace have? That's like I don't see any difficult.
Nah, there's no one there, man.
There's no one there. That's a one of those bad childs or bad breeds or I don't see that.
All right then. Anyway, gents, this has been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure to be in your company. And Beeks, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Anytime, bro. Pleasure, bro. Pleasure to have
you. Pleasure having you on.
You man need to jump on Beeks Corner, man. I need to set something up, man.
Set something up, man.
Shout us.
100.
We would love to come on your platform as well. I'm glad, Syede, that you had your drink there. Hopefully you don't have no headache in the morning, Monday morning and all that. You got work to do. But yeah, Beeks, what are you saying, man? Sign out. Let everybody know where they can find you, please.
Yeah. Right. How do I do the pointing thing? You know them things? Yeah. I don't even know, but yeah, catch me on the socials at Beeks Corner, Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Views TV official, man. Amanda are doing a great job, man. Like, thank you for having me on. And yeah, man, look, I appreciate being on here, expressing how I feel. And no cap, man. You man, keep doing your thing. It's all love, fam.
Big up. Pat, where can they find you, man?
Patrick Tyrant on Twitter and obviously on Instagram. So just Patrick, then Tyrant, Tyrant. Yeah, shout me.
Big up. And Syede, where can they find you and your business and all of that? Tell the people them.
Yeah, Cole Harden estate agent. You can Google it. You can check me out. You can ask them for my number if you need help with buying, selling, renting, anything. Solicitors, you name it, we got it. Shout me.
Rap.
Wicked, man. Always good, especially in these times. The housing market is booming. So if you need help, hit up Syede, Cole Harden estate agents. And as always, man, everybody's descriptions or everybody's links and that will be in the description. Beeks, Patrick, Syede. But you know what, guys? As I said, it's a pleasure. This is everyone's a pundit, everybody. And these were my pundits. Until next week, we are out. Peace. Bless. Pew, pew.